direction you're going in? Are you self-aware? These have to be questions asked at this time, because Judgment Day, guys, Judgment Day is a real thing. You don't have to believe it. But it's becoming obvious that there's polarity, right? There's left, there's right, there's choose this or choose that. There's good and evil. Let's keep it plain. There's good and evil. And I'm seeing God's people. I'm seeing people aligned with love, light, and truth, integrity, honesty, and honor, be given an opportunity and a chance to dive into themselves that have been put in the desert for a reason. So if you've been moving into a direction where you've been trying to build and to bring something in that aligned yourself with what the authorities, so I'll show you all these cards, we'll break each one down, but this is flowing, so we're just gonna have to flow. Are you seeing leaders that your intuition is like, something's up, something's up? Are you trying to bring in, actually, are things being illuminated around you that just create this like truth, like you can't deny it? It's so obvious. It's so obvious that there's no shutting it down. There's no turning away. There's no non-participation at this time. You're either a part of the light or you have chosen another side. Let's say. So let's do our best. Let's do our best to talk about it. Let's see where you are. Let's see where the light is, like what's going on. So sevens are really popping out to me. It started with a 7, it's ending in a 7. And I promise you, like, Creator is moving through me right now, because the card that popped out before I turned on this video was Servant. And it was saying, you service God, you serve God because God gives free will and choice. And who is God? I don't look at God as some creator man, human, bearded dude. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. God found me, okay, in a spirit realm. And I was an atheist. So this has nothing to do with religion. This is a straight, pure and raw connection that I have with the Creator. And the Creator's telling me that I am to share a message that is to understand and recognize the service of what we're doing here. Like, why are we serving God? What is the point of this? Well, it is to be of service to Creator for respect, and the same way you would respect your parent or authority, respectable authority that you would want to respect, right? But there's also this need to identify yourself and your individuality. Like, why are you here? Why are you created? What is your purpose in this time? Because if you were reincarnated in another time and space, that's neither here nor there. We are in a time that says, I need you to ignite your passion, whatever that is, because you have free will, you have choice, you have the ability to move towards something that you get to create. Like, you are a reflection of me. I am showing you a way to where you can be like me, and you can bring in, and that's why a lot of people have brought in this religious doctrine. Like, we hear all these religions and we don't know where to look and who to turn to and who's right and who's wrong. There is no polarity when it comes to God. So like the creator at the top of the point, the Most High is the Most High, right? The Most High doesn't get caught up in politics because it is the everything. So it's not concerned with it. You know what I'm saying? That's for us. We're the micro to the macro. So in our individual lives, it's up to us to determine what's important and what it is about our space and our creation. When we're given life, we're given this life. In some way, shape, or form, we're given life to create something with it, to show what we can do. And there's never been a time like now where we can prove and show such marvelous work. We have such talents, capabilities, access, resource, and a lot of us are Netflix and chilling, you know, like how does the creator feel? Well, look at our reality. If you are a part of reality, you can kind of see that we are feeding our choices and indulging in our vices and things that bring destruction, death, and lies. So that's where this confusion at the end here with the 7 is coming, because I'm seeing creation. I'm strongly feeling this need to talk about creation, because you can create a world of love and light, and you can create a reality of hell. And I obviously see hell reality out there, and it's like you're being asked and called to create this bubble space around you, to not hide from it, not even really shield yourself from it, because the shield is always your faith in divinity, because divinity is the greater version of you, the self of you that's connected to creator. Sorry, my nose is itching. And that source creator enjoys, like a parent, to watch you create and do and manifest, right? So I need to slow it down for a second, because we going tonight. We going tonight. Okay. So here we are with this pattern. This pattern is saying, when we give away authority to man, we give away our divinity, because there is no religious God, meaning like the gods of religion I'm being shown are minor gods, meaning, yeah, there's some sort of elevation from human to the gods we worship in religion, but also in some level, shape, or form, those powers, those beings wanting us to worship them, worship, I mean, that's enough for me, worship. They are competing to be like the creator. And the reason we shouldn't give power to them is because it takes the power from us. And we are here to also work our way to be creators and to be divine spirits of truth, or if we choose, of the lies or of the illusion. And I'm certainly on the side that desires to have a moral system and values housed and founded on love, on passion, on truth, on law and order, on justice, fun, right? Beauty. These things to me are so valuable. To be able to watch the sunset, to feel love in my heart, to be passionate about what I'm doing and why I wake up in the morning. So it's like this spiritual battle is at our doorstep. It's actually time, like 11:11. It's time to say, what am I seeing out there? What am I seeing? What's actually happening? And how am I behaving? Like, what truth? What is the truth? And what am I telling myself? So I see you trying to discover what's really happening. You're like, well, I'm being told this, there's all this going on, there's a bunch of stuff going on over there, but like I kind of feel this other thing inside, but like I can't really speak up because I don't have enough knowledge. But like this light, it's very illuminating. It's like obvious that there's truth in it, that there's lies, like everything's really coming to the forefront, and we're going to see the truth prevail. We're going to see those that move in service and in servitude to truth, to light, to love. Light, when I say light, to me that's life, because we couldn't see any of this without light. The perception of reality, this matrix, the fact that we have the ability to have reality is just already a blessing. It's like, what more do we need? Like, I need to stop saying like, it just keeps repeating. What more do we need than beaches and gardening and art and culture and festivals and fun and law? We need law and order. We need it. It's important. We need structure and boundaries to know where earth and space, like, where's that boundary, right? We need to have that. There's so much respect we have to give to law and order. I feel a lot of frustration about the law and order of reality. Actually, is really showing me so we're frustrated and not in tune with ourselves enough to know what's actually happening because we're not illuminated. Our consciousness, the halo, I'm seeing the halo is being activated. Ooh, our halos are being activated. Man. So listen, this is crazy. The knowledge and information that comes in is like way faster than my ability to respond or like compute it. So I apologize. But I'm doing my job. I know I'm a servant and I am of service and I am happy to be here. And I'm gonna take my time. Ooh. See how the scales popped out? This came out second though. Forces working against you, axe in the scales, which is keeping your life in balance. So what forces are against us, guys? Obviously the B system. Obviously the system that says, I'm gonna run you into the ground. I'm gonna make you burnt out. I'm gonna take your light. I'm gonna force you to do something you hate doing, work a job you hate. I'm going to take your relationships and ruin your family and make you lust and prideful and ego and rage and addicted to stuff. Like all the stuff that's just bombarding us, the negative thoughts, the attack on the light, the attack on the angelic, on the truth, on love, community, togetherness. I'm gonna balance that out. I'm working on balancing that out. Because at the end of the day, only a coward is gonna attack and be full of hatred. Meaning a coward is somebody who doesn't go within themselves enough to identify the root of their issues, right? Because if you have any hatred externally, you literally have something wrong with you. Like, meaning, I mean, it could come from, someone could harm you. Someone could have offed your whole family, right? And my condolences, like that's a horrible tragedy. But the test at that point becomes, do you have the endurance, the faith, the love in your heart to continue on without them, and to find compassion and strength within yourself to forgive and to move on from that person that did that horrible act? Because only that hatred and that evil within that person was what did that act. And if you can't overcome that within yourself, it's like showing your likeness of that enemy, because that's the reflection, that's the mirror it's trying to show you. You're trying to weigh that out and decide like what has been done to me versus how I react, how I move forward, how I continue on. Finding the purpose and the point of this, the evolution, the desire to be a part of this orchestration. It's an orchestra. Ladies, so I'm being called ladies, young women, beautiful, beautiful. I'm telling you right now, if you're I'm not saying older women aren't beautiful, but older women's beauty comes from within. So a grandmother, a mother, sure, she may not have all the physical attributes of beauty, maybe, but it's something about an older woman who has the inner beauty that just shines outwardly, that she can help and love and nurture and cultivate and be there for her family, her tribe. But this message is specifically to young women, because the attack on beauty and young women today is horrendous. It's atrocious. It's trying to put you in a position of submission to the enemy. The enemy is the destroyer, and the destroyer wants to take feminine essence, which is basically what we all worship almost. Like, how do I say that? This is coming real fast. Can we slow it down? Yep. Okay. The most difficult part of a situation is over. So if you're a young woman right now, let me tell you, I grew up before phones. And I'm so grateful, because the comparison game of who's more beautiful than me is not fun. And if you're growing up in today's society, you're going to struggle with your own beauty, because the whole concept of a mirror and the phones and everything is to deflect and to reflect something else. So it's trying to deflect what it is, which is fake, false, illusion. A mirror is not real. I'm not really in the mirror, right? I'm looking in the mirror, I'm not in it. but it's deflecting that it's fake because it's producing an object. It's showing me something that's there. And what the phone is doing is it's reflecting to you a narrative. It's trying to coerce you into submission. And it's trying to reflect to you perfection. So it's showing you an AI version of yourself that's perfect, when perfection is not the goal. Nobody's perfect. We don't need you to be perfect. If you're 25, 20, 15, girl, you beautiful. It's very unlikely. Like, the attack is designed to work from within, because if you attack yourself, the enemy wins. And then they have access to you. And then you give yourself to evil or whatever. I don't want to just say evil, because that word's interpreted differently through many people. But you give yourself to something that only wants to take from you. Because if you look at yourself, if your self-esteem is low and your confidence and everything, and you're just listening to the attack on your mind, you let things in like jealousy, envy, lust, ego, like these things that don't produce, what you want to see in reality. The reflection, the whole concept of light is it's like a reflection. Okay. Whoa. I want that one. I'm seeing the phones as like this phenomenon just happened. What are we doing? We're just being attacked by our phones at this point. It's such a design. It's a Trojan horse put into our hands. I'm using it right now to communicate. And I want this to be helpful and aligned with wisdom that can be shared. So not just young women, now I'm seeing the youth, because the attack on the youth is so, it's fueled by envy and jealousy. So when we see an adult say something about a Gen Alpha, Gen Z person, it's an attack on themselves, because when they were little, they didn't get the opportunity or the chance. So in some way, shape, or form, it's like, well, you don't get to do that. You don't get to rebel or have the freedom or the knowledge that young, because I had to wait this long or whatever. Like, there's something about envy, because when we're told Santa Claus exists, and then one day we have to just figure it out, it's like, it's sinister to play a trick on the young mind like that. To me, that's just like, it creates such a mistrust when you tell fantastic stories that aren't based in reality. It's not to say that magic doesn't exist or that there's not something out there greater, because you should certainly instill values of imagination and spirit world stuff to the youth, for sure. Kids need to know, like, you're being messed with. There's yokai and like spirits behind the scenes you can't physically see most of the time, that are interacting and deceiving and implanting thoughts. Like, you've got to build up this like strength to endure the attack on you throughout your life. There's a test, there's a like grading scale here. And one of the attacks is you're ugly, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not special, you're never gonna be something, like all these implanted thoughts that did not come from you, because remember your source. There's creator source God up at the top, and then there's all these micro gods at the bottom that are imitating, which is the mirror. They're imitating something towards you, at you, projecting. It's for you to discover in this core of your God divinity to say, but am I ugly? Like, for real though, like when I look in the mirror, is that for real? Or am I believing a narrative? Like, there's so much going on in this reading. I can't. Why? Too much. Look, babies. Look, my beautiful souls out there. Look, let me tell you. Look at this rabbit. Too much concern with sexual matters. You want me to tell you about this? Okay. Pay attention to your work. Too much concern with sexual matters. Pay attention to your work. Children, meaning young people today, a youth of today. You're way too concerned with trying to be liked, seen, heard, that you're willing to give yourself away in ways that distract you from building yourself. So you have this radiant, rainbow-like essence light that's glowing. You're a freaking angel when you're a kid. And then you're attacked. You're attacked by other adults. It can start from young, it can start from old. It just happens when it happens. And each little attack on you, your enthusiasm, your spontaneity, youthful, ambitious, explorer energy, it's constantly like shrinking your light because it's stealing it. It's literally eating you. Like, it's like eating your light. And by the time you get to sexual maturity, you've been hit so many times with impurity that you are now like, well, I must submit and succumb because I won't be seen, heard, or liked otherwise. And you, sorry. And sorry, let me just pause. And it distracts you from your work. You see, it distracts you from your work, because if you can't focus on your path and why you're here and what it is that you're destined to do, you will succumb to the earthly pleasures and give yourself away and become tainted. There's a real thing about that. And I see the attack on people today from harsh judges out there that's corrupting the truth to fit the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone will say, well, if you've done this, I mean, this is the criteria. If you fit in this box, you suck. Like, the people that say stuff like that, their narrative is one way and they want you to follow it. So specifically, if they say it a particular way and you're impressionable, you're young enough to follow or adhere to what they're saying in some way, shape, or form, it's designed to take you away from your path and your uniqueness and your ability to choose. Because ultimately, your greatest power is your ability to choose. Because if you can't make a decision, if you can't make a decision, like I'm seeing a surgeon cut into a person and have to make that right decision, it's like the whole procedure, the body, everything's right. Interesting. All right, we gotta wrap this up. So, any more guidance and input here? Teapot. Yeah. It's okay to not agree, not everyone's going to agree with your path, your choices, your decisions. I am going to give the advice to constantly commune and connect to your spirit, because there's going to be, oh, the hand. There's going to be so many people and situations in your journey that tempt you. There's always going to be some sort of temptation, like, come with me, I'll protect you. Come with me, it'll be safe. Come with me. Always know someone older than you has wisdom. Wisdom is a very critical difference between knowledge and wisdom. The application, someone that is 10 years older than you, 20 years older than you, can easily manipulate and take advantage of you if you're in a position of like the wind chime. If you're just flowing in the wind, not really paying attention, right? You're just like going with the motions of the times. That's why you have to find solidity within and navigate your position. You have to identify, where am I? Who's trying to take my energy? What is my energy? What is my light? Who am I? Who are they? Identify people in your life that lift you up, that give you positivity, that say nice things to you, kind words, that point out the things that are beautiful about you, versus, oh, and the people that want you to have independence. Like, you can't give all of your power to any other human. That was the point of this, because I was thinking of the leaders that are stealing our energy, and then I took it down to the personal level where one person might be taking another person's energy. Either way, the creator person at the top wants us to, the creator, all oneness at the top, wants us to identify even family members and friends and people that we think we can trust. They want us to see corruption, evil, and the darkness. It wants us to identify it and choose it or choose against it, because sovereignty and independence is all there is when you leave here. When you check out of planet Earth, you by yourself, okay? And to some level or degree, we're being tested and trialed, and the turbulence here is navigating your independence through so much attachment and people reaching their hands out like, follow me, I know the way, I have the answers. Like me, like you listening to me, similar concept. It's really finding that divinity within that allows you to see and to navigate and to be who you are. I'm just trying to like flap my wings, you know? Okay, so, that's what I got today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.